What is up, YouTube? Welcome back to my crypto journey. My name is Rodney. Do me a favor, smash that like button if you like Cronos content. And we have the CEO of Crypto.com, or of course Cronos, smashing the FUD on Twitter. Now, this it's not a random Twitter account. This is a very popular Twitter account, has almost 200,000 followers. It's some sort of crypto news page, right? These pages are a dime a dozen on Twitter, by the way. It says, breaking, Crypto.com now has 3 months failing to pay UFC fighters. Then it puts liquidity issues, checkmark. Now, why would you post something without verifying the source or really understanding what's happening? These pages on Twitter, these crypto Twitter news outlets, literally just run with any story and people believe it. There's like no verification. It's insane. And then the CEO of Crypto.com says false. No explanation, but false. And I'm going to explain what happened here in a second. But of course, Mr. Whale Chart, that's what they're called, MrWhaleChart.org says, just to make it clear, this is about the bonus payments to fighters. Now, if you guys didn't know, back in April, UFC announced that they will be adding a new cryptocurrency bonus to its pay-per-view events. $60,000 worth of Bitcoin will be distributed to fighters based on a fan vote. The new bonus is part of a 10-year, $175 million partnership between the MMA company and Crypto.com, the biggest sponsorship in UFC history. So of course, Crypto.com is a big sponsor of the UFC. I'm a huge fight fan. Now, in the UFC, if you go out and you have a good performance, like you knock somebody out, you have a good knockout of the night, maybe you have a good fight, you have a fight of the night, or a submission of the night, or a performance of the night, you get an extra $50,000 to $60,000 on top of your fight money. Instead of giving these bonuses in actual US dollars, they were going to give them in cryptocurrency, which is sick because if you like cryptocurrency, that could be an option for you. Now, I found a Reddit post where someone actually put this there. And so maybe this is where this Mr. Whale guy got this from, was Reddit, which Reddit's not the most credible source. But someone broke this down in the comments, and this person said, hey, this is a misleading title. They are still paying their sponsorship with the UFC. So the sponsorship is still there. And if you guys didn't know, of course, the UFC is sponsored by Crypto.com. The UFC is the fastest growing sport, and I love this sponsorship because it's cryptocurrency and it's UFC, and it combines two of my worlds. If you guys don't know, I like to train a little bit myself, and I love UFC. I love prize fighting. It's my favorite sport by far. And so when I saw this sponsorship, I was like, hell yeah. And it's funny because UFC fighters have been getting in a little bit of trouble because some of them are sponsored by other cryptocurrency projects like Volt Inu or other projects, and the UFC doesn't like that because they have a sponsorship with Crypto.com. Anyways, this post is clarifying down here, it's not that they stopped the partnership. What they stopped is the bonuses in Bitcoin paid to some athletes after a public vote. And they did so after announcing a retooling. So it's not as worrying, although it makes them look a bit foolish and dishonest. So pretty much fighters don't want to accept their bonuses after a vote in Bitcoin. They just don't want to anymore. And Crypto.com was helping offering those services. Though the sponsorship is still there, this post is just FUD. It's wrong. And this is why when you see something on Twitter, you have to dig a little deeper. You have to dig a little further. This is similar to the CZ of Binance calling out Crypto.com, saying that they were faking their balance sheet. Well, we did a little bit of research. Turns out it was some sort of clerical error where they accidentally sent a ton of money to another exchange. Although that's a big issue, you can't have things like that happen, but it was still FUD and it wasn't really legit. So after we checked, the facts, turns out everything was okay. So more FUD squash. That's why you got to go further than Twitter. And then this person keeps saying, this isn't my opinion, it's news. Then he says multiple bad news about Binance as well. So it's like, dude, before you post something like that, before you go post this to the world, 200,000 followers, you got to do your due diligence because people are going to believe it. Now, this crypto Twitter news thing is getting out of control. I mean, when the downfall of FTX happened, right? The downfall of FTX, right? FTX collapsed. I was on Twitter, in some of these live spaces with some of these prominent Twitter influencers, and they would just come up with things and people would run with the stories, and it turns out they weren't even true. It's hard to believe random posts on Twitter. So again, just make sure you verify what the hell is going on. Now, let's look at the price action of Cronos to see how it's doing today. Now, of course, the entire cryptocurrency market is down a little bit. Why? Well, in the United States, we had the jobs report come out. Now, this is going to seem kind of backwards, right? This is going to seem kind of backwards, but hear me out. Now, in the US, in order for us to get a hold on inflation, the Federal Reserve needs to slow down the economy, right? We need to show signs of a slowing economy, right? To say, hey, we're getting a hold on inflation. Well, we wanted a bad jobs report. Turns out it wasn't the best, but it wasn't the worst. It was kind of as expected. So we want more signs that the economy is slowing down. So that's why the market is tumbling a bit today. And Cronos is no exception, right? The market cap has gone down a little bit. Volume has gone down a little bit. But like I've been saying, I think there's going to be more of a market panic. I think cryptocurrency is going to dump some more. But this is going to give you a golden opportunity to buy your favorite cryptocurrency products at a discount, and Cronos is no exception. So let me know what you think in the comments down below. What did you think of all this FUD? Hopefully I cleared it up for you. It's not really that complicated if you do a little digging. Thank you so much for watching, and I will talk to you soon. Peace.